Greetings and welcome to today's video. Now the replay today is in the Normandie and it is during last season's ranked in the Bronze League. So this is being played at tier 6 and the ship in question is the tier 6 battleship Normandie, which I'm going to be honest has taken me by surprise with how well it plays. Now the replay itself, I've got to say it's arguably one of the closest matches I've had in an incredibly long time, which I'm not really going to give away details, but let's just say up until the last second you still don't know who's going to come out on top, so I will leave you with that. But as we are getting into position, I will quickly talk about the ship and why I'm playing it, because it wasn't in my recommended ships to play in ranked, and it wasn't going to be in there initially, but once I tried it in a random game, I thought, whoa, I need to try this out at ranks, because it really surprised me, because I managed to get a Kraken and a very nice score in this in randoms and thought, okay, I'll give it a go in ranked, and well, that's why you're seeing today's replay, because it certainly did perform. Now at the moment we have got two enemies, we've got a Dunkirk and a Nuremberg going for the A cap, but at the same time we've also got an Andrea Doria and a Dallas coming on the right side, so they are going for a split position, which is going to force our team to, I guess, sort of either commit to a flank, which does appear to be the south on the seaside, but that is going to be somewhat contested by those two ships. Plus we've got a Leander coming into B, so already the enemies are coming in with an incredibly strong push and hold on the map. Now this game, it does start off quite nicely because I did get that very good citadel on that Nuremberg, but let's just say as the game progresses, for the team, it really does start going downhill very quickly, and it's only near the end where that does start improving. Now, we do get a couple of hits onto the Leander, but we don't get any citadels, unfortunately. Now, I'm going rather wide here because I'm thinking, okay, well, they've got a strong hold on the map there, and I'm somewhat in the open here, so I'm actually going to start turning to the right, get into the cover of an island, and then try and start picking off ships one by one, whilst hopefully the rest of the team starts pushing elsewhere. And at the moment we have got the Untitled Chapter, which is going into the B cap, hopefully going to contest against the Leander. Now with the ship, I mean the guns, they're okay, but it does have some pretty good points. So in terms of the agility and manoeuvrability of this ship, it is actually very, very good. So in terms of turning, it's incredibly responsive. So it's got a turning circle of 640 meters, which makes for very good dodging of torpedoes, and with that, if you go with the rudder upgrade, you can actually get this rudder shift time down to around 10 seconds, which is very, very useful in some occasions, and it does allow you to very quickly turn. Now, in terms of the guns, the firing angles for the first two are very, very nice, and plus the middle one is one that just gets all the way around, so it doesn't matter if there's a ship on your left or on your right, you're going to be able to turn to that very quickly, and you'll always have two guns to bear very easily. But the rear gun is a little worse, which it basically means you have to go almost broadside to get that off, so the only time you really want to use that is when you know you're going to be safe. At the moment, I know I'm quite safe because I'm not spotted and I am coming around an island, so I think, okay, well, I'm safe, I might as well open up on this Andrea Doria, and thankfully, that and the Dallas are starting to kite away, so we will be able to get into the C cap, and we get a very nice 5 penetration shot, including a citadel, so there is certainly no chance of that Andrea Doria coming around to really have too much of an impact, because they are, well, they're taking fire from what looks to be the Raspi and the New Mexico as well. Since I did damage the Andrea Doria, I'm thinking, okay, do I go for the Dallas, do I go for the Andrea Doria? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for the Dallas because they are on low HP there, and I did already have them aimed, so I thought, well, I had them aimed, I'll take a blind shot. The Andrea Doria is not too much of a risk at the moment, and yep, I certainly got rewarded. Unfortunately, I did get over penetrations. If one of those had been a penetration, then I am almost certain that would have been a kill, and you're about to see their HP, hopefully. And already, you'll notice we have just lost 2 ships. We have lost our Fidesz and our Raspi, but now you can see that the Andrea Doria is on 4000 HP, and if you did catch that, the Dallas was on 2000, so yeah, 1 penetration probably would have finished the Dallas off. Now I'm thinking, can I get a double kill here? So I managed to get a finishing shot onto the Andrea Doria, and I'm like, okay, 2000 damage, it just needs to be 1 shot, but unfortunately that was not meant to be. So on this side of the map, we are now pretty much holding it pretty well. So we've got the New Mexico, which is engaging the Dunkirk, and then the Leander and Dallas are starting to kite away. I mean, it's looking okay. I mean, in terms of points, the enemies do have an advantage because they're a little under 200 points above, and they are doing somewhat quite well in terms of map control, but as I say, things do have to get worse before they get better. The New Mexico is only on 12,000 HP whilst going almost side-on to a Dunkirk, and if you look on the map at the moment, the Molotov is currently engaging in Ismail, and, well, it looks like they actually got some supporting fire from Nuremberg, and that starts to really put the amount of HP we've got down by a fair margin. Well, I say HP, the amount of ships we've got is already down quite a lot, since we are 3 down and they are only 1 down, which is already quite bad considering we've not even got 1 cap secured. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, well I can't see the Leander or the Dallas, so I'm going to start assisting our New Mexico and start pummeling some shots into the Dunkirk, since they are in a very vulnerable position considering they also have a submarine in that position. But one thing I want you to note is that submarine's position, I don't know whether they were very new to submarines or something, but they stay in that position for a very long time, and they are incredibly slow to reacting to, I guess, the team asking for help. Now at this point I'm thinking, oh, do I confirm the kill on the Dallas, or do I go for the Dunkirk? And, well, the Dunkirk already knocks out our New Mexico, and, I mean, I do kind of regret making this decision because, well, as I say, that Leander does play a very big part in this game, but I'm thinking, okay, well, a Dunkirk on my side is going to be quite dangerous, so it's better that I do try and take them out. And at the same time, I'm thinking, oh, we do have a submarine here, and they were just spotted, so I put some depth charges down there and hope for the best. Now, I've got to say, I mean, I know it's quite cheeky here that I want to get all the kills, but I really, really do wish I'd held my shot a bit, because you'll see in a second, this Dunkirk gets left on a very low amount of HP, and also we do manage to get 2 depth charge hits, and that Cachalot is left on a little under half HP. So you can see 6,000 HP, and I really wish I had this kill, because you can see here, 600 HP, I think he goes down to 900 in a second here. And you can see my guns are already there. I'm thinking, oh, I kind of wish I'd taken that shot, but you can see the gas speed does confirm it with their secondaries, but that's fine. I can see that the Nuremberg has only got 100 or so, so I'm like, okay, I'll take that shot and then get my rear gun firing onto the Ismail. But unfortunately, the Raspi gets knocked out by the Cachalot, but we do also manage to confirm the kill on the Nuremberg. Now, already we've got our depth charges back on cooldown, or sorry, off cooldown, so I do start chucking some of those over since the Cachalot was just pushing the Raspi, and you can already see this is a very, very bad position to be in, because now, also, there you go, that's them dead. I was about to say it is a 2-1, well yeah, there we go, it's now a 2 versus 3, but it was a 2 versus 4, but you will see that the U-69, unfortunately, they don't really do too much this game. They stay in that position pretty much for the entirety of the game, so I would like to argue this does become a bit of a 1 versus 3, but a little later on into this game they do start answering some of our requests, but we will get onto that shortly. So at this point it's like, okay, we have got no capture points, and we are hundreds of points behind, so I need to at least try and capture this point, and at the same time take out these enemies, because I'm currently getting spammed by a Dallas, who has also popped a plane up. Well, unfortunately, the Leander comes around just a second too late, so I can't get a shot off. I try and confirm the kill on the Dallas, but that is unfortunately an overpen, so they do manage to stay alive. But at this point, I'm like, okay, well, we'll just try and push around. But the thing with Leander is they have got 8-kilometer torpedoes, and they've got 4 on each side, which are single fire. And they were spotted about 5 kilometers away from me, just as I'm about to come past this point of the island, so I'm thinking I probably shouldn't be coming around this way, as it's going to be a bit detrimental because I'll be taking a few torpedoes, so I start turning away, and it's a good thing I did because we also have the Ismail who is coming that way too. And yeah, there we go, you can see they've already gone side on, so they've already launched some torpedoes there. Unfortunately, it didn't really register to me that they may have also fired another salvo. As you can see, they are going completely side on without firing, and I'm going to be honest, I was a lot more concerned about the Ismail there, so I'm thinking, oh right, okay, I just need to focus on them. But they do have another set of torpedoes coming, and what you can see as I'm turning, yeah, this could not go too well. However, one thing the Ismail has done is they have made the mistake of giving me a very flat broadside here, and I do take full advantage of that, getting 3 penetrations, including 2 citadels, and that confirms my 4th kill, getting my damage up to 124,000, and this is what I was saying about the torpedoes. Now, thankfully, we do only take 1 of these because we did have pretty nice rudder shift, so I was able to turn my ship to the right at the same time as I mean, it would have been nice to clear all of them, but at the same time, I'm still quite happy because we've managed to have a pretty good impact. Now, as I say, the U-69, they basically just don't move here. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. I mean, the team was a little harsher on them than I was. I mean, I'm like, well, I just need you to do something, and they do start moving, so I do ask if they can try and get the B and A cap. And yeah, I say in chat hello because I'm not too sure whether they've gone AFK or not. So at this point, I'm like, right, okay, I think I'm on my own. I'm not too sure. If they're there, hopefully they'll get a cap. Otherwise, it's just up to me to try and get these kills. Now, in terms of caps, we are at a disadvantage. We've got one to their two, so they are going to be generating points. But at the same time, it's not too much of an urgency because we've still got about 400 or so until we get a loss. So I do have time to play here. And that's why I'm like, okay, fair enough. But because the Leander has probably come off cooldown with their torpedoes, I'm like, okay, right, I need to get some distance on them because they are probably going to be launching some more. And being in hydro range means they are also quite close, so they probably are using their torpedoes and firing them here. And in chat, one of my teammates is saying, wait, I'm assuming that means don't go. Yeah, Normandie get back, and I'm trying to explain because of torpedoes. And lo and behold, those are the torpedoes from the Leander, but thankfully they must have been using the lead indicator because that went straight into the island, so it is quite good that island was there, otherwise I may have been in some trouble. Now, already I'm assuming their Dallas is currently getting the C cap, so at that point I'm like, well, I'm in the B cap, can the submarine go over to the A cap, and then at least at that point, if all else fails, there's a possibility we could still win with caps, but I'm just generally trying to keep my distance here because I don't want to get too close with those torpedoes. So just to give you an idea of the amount of HP left, so the Leander had a decent amount, but the Dallas had about 1000 HP, so even if I get a single over penetration, I'm basically going to be fine here, so it's just the fact that, okay, I just need to confirm kills and just somewhat keep my distance. Now, speaking of which, there is the Leander, and I'm thinking, wow, okay, maybe I can get another Citadel on them, get a load of damage. I do, but it just about isn't enough. We got 6 over penetrations there, and we got only 2 penetrations. So that's the one unfortunate thing, is you do get quite a few overpens, especially when you get cruisers side on like that. And I'm thinking, oh my god, so now both of these ships are on 1 shot each. And I've got 3 turrets, so I don't really have to worry about going completely broadside because I'm going to be able to knock them out quickly. But again, as I say, the issue is going to be with torpedoes, so I just need to be very careful. I'm trying to blind fire here to somewhat bait the Leander to blind fire here, because I'm thinking, well, if they fire, then I'll see where their guns come. But then I see the Dallas fires, I look over there, and at the second I look away, the Leander then fires from the smoke. But there we go, I do see them there again. I'm like, okay, right, they have fired. Try and get a shot, but that is unfortunately to no avail. I mean, thankfully we still have one of our guns, which is about to be reloaded in 3 seconds, so if the Dallas does push out, then I should be quite fine. I mean, at this point now, I'm thinking, okay, you know what, I could possibly play for time here. If the submarine does go over to A, gets the cap, we should be somewhat okay because we'll be generating more points, but I do still need to get a bit of pressure on, and I can see I'm just wondering what that submarine's doing because they are getting there relatively slowly, but thankfully they do appear to be listening and are heading to the A cap, which is going to make life a little easier. But with how they were playing, I was a bit concerned. I'm thinking, are they going to be able to clutch if I die? So really is a fact of I do need to pull something pretty crazy off. At this point I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to come around this side. They know exactly where I am because the Dallas, They were playing this quite well, actually. They did keep using their planes to get me spotted and sort of keep my position updated, so they know exactly where I am, and at that point it's like, oh, right, okay, I need to be careful. And here I'm thinking, oh, there are going to be some torpedoes, because it is the Leander, he knows where I am, so I'm going to slow down. But at that point I'm like, oh, it's a Dallas, and yeah, sort of neuron activation time here, monkey neuron activation. I see Dallas, I'm like, oh, I need to get my guns to bear, I need to kill him quickly as he's coming around the corner. So at that point I'm like, okay, brilliant, let's get firing. I fire one of my guns. I'm like, okay, there we go, we get an overpen, and oh my god, no, we've got torpedoes coming in, but the Leander has got 1200 HP. Am I going to be able to get my guns to turn? Last second, get the guns across, and there we go. We get the 6th kill, and we win the game. As I say, last second, incredibly close there. Now, with about 1000 HP that the Leander had left, I do think, yeah, there's a good possibility that our submarine could have clutched that, but that was a very close last stand there, because if I didn't have Grease the Gears, I do think that would have been a loss. So Grease the Gears really did come in clutch there, because I wouldn't have been able to turn and fire. But at the same time, you can also see why I really wish I'd got that kill on the Dunkirk, because that would have been a 7-kill ranked battle, which would have been absolutely incredible. But even so, the amount of heroic achievements I got, I'm still very, very happy with that. So 6,700 XP, 423 XP, and, well, that's just a bunch of achievements there. So we got the Confederate Award, we got the Devastating Strike, Close Quarters Expert, the Kraken Unleashed, the Just a Flesh Wound, and the High Caliber Award, which I do think is very nice. And especially for a tier 6, 142,000 damage, 87 target hits, 6 destroyed, 6 citadels, and overall just a very, very nice result there. Now we go over to the team score real quick. 2,633 base XP. I was very happy with that. It was a very nice score, so definitely deserved to get that much, because that was one hell of a clutch there. And yeah, I think I got a few commendations after this, got a few compliments after this, so my karma certainly went up. And then just very quickly, we go to the detailed reports. So Andrea Doria, 31k, Ismail, 28, and just very nice damage there. And I will admit, it was also from the enemy's mistakes as well that I got this. If they played better, then I wouldn't have been able to get this, but even so, it just shows that Normandy is a very surprising ship, because I just wasn't expecting it to play this well. But that really does bring this video to an end, so if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like. And with all that said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.